Hey everybody, welcome to Weeko Convos. You're going to actually really love this chat today. We sat down and had a chat with the boys from Piggy in the Middle. So we've got Dean and Mason here. We had a good chat about, we talked about their farm here and what they're doing, why they're doing it differently. Make sure you have a listen. I'm sure you're going to love it. Talk soon. Hey everyone, welcome to Weeko Convos. I'm your host Dan Vanderhook, and we are here out at Piggy in the Middle. We're here with Mason and Dean Mayne. Guys, thank you for having us come out to the farm and say good day.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right, let's get stuck into it. So Piggy in the Middle. I'm guessing you guys do pork.
Definitely.
Yeah. What are products that you've got here on your farm that you're running for people?
So at Piggy in the Middle, our main enterprises are pork and eggs.
Yep.
And then second to that is meat, chicken, and lamb.
Okay, great. Was that in terms of where things started? Have you guys always been in the farming game?
Yeah. So we grew up together in a family partnership. Our granddad and uncles and that, and it was mainly beef, cattle, and also broadacre cropping.
Okay.
So yeah, we've always been around farming all our lives.
And working together right from as soon as we could ride a horse.
Yeah. So as soon as you became useful.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, and so how does that work? So you guys have still got the family dynamic going on here as well. So that's a pretty interesting endeavour to take on. Is it that's been working all right for you?
Definitely. It's our strength, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having family back you up with everything and look after each other.
Great. So and you it's not just the two of you. You got there's the wife and kids.
Yeah.
They're all involved, and so you guys are cousins, not brothers.
Cousins.
Yep. All right. So that's all been working out, and it's a whole. Everyone gets involved and get their hands dirty.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Well, we started off at the markets and we'd take our kids and wives at the start.
Yep.
But in the end, it was just us and the kids.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so in terms of that, let's talk a bit more about what got you into specifically here at Piggy in the Middle and what you're doing. Was there that change? Were you always into regenerative farming, or was there a push into that?
A lot of our push was with health issues with our family.
Okay,
and so we wanted to grow the best food we could, so we started growing it for ourselves.
Yeah.
I had some sheep, Dino had some pigs, and we'd just process them together and have a few beers, and then we started getting a few more together, and then started sharing it with family and friends. And it sort of grew from that. We decided to give it a go, and at that stage we were in central Queensland, and we decided we had to move for the population and also the facilities, abattoirs and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's pretty well. Yeah.
So that's what made the push to, but it was looking for that chemical free, looking for that real food.
Yeah, pretty well.
Yeah, well, Mace he'd already started on regenerating.
Yeah. So we were doing cell grazing up there.
Okay.
And we were improving the land, but then the smaller the animals you could go, the more you could improve it quicker.
Yep.
So that's how I started with the smaller animals as well. And yeah, you can see a much quicker improvement.
So was that going through and following animal after animal through a paddock?
Yeah.
To actually go through pigs go through and turn it all up, and the chickens will go through and fertilise it, and
yeah, that's right.
Clean all the get rid of all the unwanteds and nasties out of it. And
that's pretty well it. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. So is that something that your family was doing beforehand?
Yeah. So my family have been into cell grazing probably 20 years or so.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably even longer than that actually. 25. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was an ethical choice for the family.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you come from any sort of conventional farming prior to that? Because I think the big thing we're noticing in talking to people is there has been that light bulb moment where people have either, quite often come from family conventional farmers because, that's what everyone was told. This is what you got to do and this is how you got to do it. Mm-hmm. So there has been that sort of shift and that light bulb moment. Has that been something for for you at all?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. When you go, Dino.
Yeah, we split up. Our family split up a bit a fair few years ago, and my dad went farming.
Yeah.
So we used a lot of chemicals and a lot of broadacre farming, cotton farming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could just see the soil not performing how it used to.
Yeah.
And it did give you that bit of a light bulb and get you thinking of what sort of line we should be planning for the future.
Yeah. There's got to be a better option.
That's right, yeah. And I think we've found it.
Yeah. So, okay, so you guys have been here, what was it, 2015?
Yep.
You got here?
Yep.
Okay. So what have we got going on here? Can you describe your farm for us?
You go here.
Yeah, so at the start we did it as bodgy as we could, so we didn't want to put too much money into it.
Yeah.
And just see what system we could get to work, and now we've got a pretty Mickey Mouse system going. We've got electric netting, we've got laneways, and we can rotate the animals easy.
Yep.
Big water tanks. Yeah, there's been a big change since we first started.
Yeah. So what was it? What was here originally?
This was just cattle and horses here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of that and going through and working out how the land's going to respond, and actually looking at and observing and saying, well, this is what happens if we do this, and this is what happens if we do this, and that's just been that approach to have a play and figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, we got green panic growing where speargrass used to grow now, so
brilliant.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually making some make some good changes.
Yeah.
So I mean 2015 to 2000 what are we 21? That's not a huge period of time. So you've noticed some changes in that time?
Definitely. Yeah, so this is Dinos Farm here.
Yep.
Over at my place. We only bought it 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
And the change now is just amazing. Yeah. Just the grass has exploded. Yeah.
So you've got that health, that biology in the ground is there doing
Active,
what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. So the first year or so, all that came up was just weeds and stuff, and now it's more green panic. Yeah.
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 Brilliant.
Yeah.
So in terms of so you got what did you say you got? We got pigs, poultry, and sheep,
Lamb and cattle.
lamb.
Yeah.
You got cattle as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so all your products, you're growing the animals, growing them up healthy, growing them essentially together, on their way through. No chemicals. It's all nice and clean. From here, do you have to send them off to an abattoir, or are you able to do anything here on site?
We send them to Biggendon Abattoir.
Okay.
Which is about 100 k's away.
Yep.
And you're talking about changes before we decided to build an on-farm butcher house.
Yep.
So we do all the butchering ourselves of our animals, and I think that's been a huge advantage for us as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's all done on site. So you can really, once again, it's taking care of everything from birth to table.
That's right. Yeah, and we can because we've got a quality product, we want to look after it the best we can the whole way through.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll value add to it as best we can. Yeah.
Yeah. And there is a massive difference in quality. When you go from something you can buy at one of the chain supermarkets to what you're buying straight off the farm, you can taste it straight away.
Definitely.
You notice it straight away, just in the quality is all there. It makes a massive difference. So whereabouts are people able to get your meat from? Your meat and your eggs?
Oh, pretty well from Gympie right through Sunny Coast and down in Brisbane.
Yeah. Any particular places you want to mention that people could grab?
There's heaps.
There's too many.
Too many at the moment. But the best way is to join our Club Piggy meat boxes.
Okay.
So people subscribe, and once a month we deliver a meat box to a location near them, or even to homes, to the front doors nowadays. Yeah.
Fantastic. So that's just through your website?
Yes, on the website. Yeah.
The website. Okay. So we're going to make sure we've got links to that through the story notes and the comment section and all the various places people can click on stuff.
Yes, and it's got all our stockists on the webpage as well.
Yeah, great. So you'll be able to see where you're going. Have you found in terms of getting out there and getting talking to people, if you're talking to restaurants and you're talking to, cafes and things like that, have you found there is people, who are looking for something that's local, something that's fresh, and something that's real?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's been a big change.
Yeah, it's been a massive push since we started, haven't it, Mace?
Oh, yes. There's people out there, especially with all this COVID stuff, people want to know where their food's coming from.
Yeah.
We've sort of found, there's been a big increase since then, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just that last 18 months, 2 years has really blown it up.
Yeah.
What do you put that down to anything? I mean, it's obviously lined up with COVID, but is there any? Do you think there's a common thread?
Well, I think people are really wanting to know where their food comes from now.
Yeah.
And how it's produced.
They've had that little bit of time to take stock and go, oh shit, maybe this isn't exactly what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are health conscious now, that there's a virus around, so they want to put the best things in their body they can get.
Yeah, noticing there is a difference.
Yeah.
We'll stop and try and get that Mozzie if you want, mate. Yeah,
we can hear it.
Yeah, it's coming through the mic. Yeah, now that we talked about it, he's gotten shy and blown away, of course, yeah. The joys of doing it outside. So, all right. So, guys, in terms of getting your family involvement, it's everybody gets in. Can you talk us through a standard day, if you can call it, if there is such a thing as a standard day?
Yeah, I'd say it would start with feeding the pigs and collecting the eggs.
Yep.
And my wife Kate, she does all the social media.
Yep.
And our club Piggy. And Mace's wife does all the emails and secretarials.
All those sorts of duties.
Yeah, jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do help on the farm massively as well.
Yeah. And so then the kids are out there helping feed and water the animals as well, and getting out and doing eggs. That. Yeah, collecting eggs.
Yeah, at the start they were pretty enthusiastic, but they've sort of slowed down a little bit. Yeah,
well, it's not fun anymore. It's just a job.
No. But they love going to the markets with you, buddy, and helping out with things like that. Yeah.
So how old are your kids?
Mine are 10, 8 and 5.
Yeah.
19, 17 and 14.
Yeah. So and they're all still rocking around helping out the markets as well.
Well, my 19-year-old, he's moved out now.
Okay.
He's apprentice for John Deere in town there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But the other two, they still help.
They still helping out.
They love it.
Is that getting out and talking to the people about what they're doing? Is that part of it, or just getting out and having something different?
They do get out and promote us.
Yeah.
But mainly helping us on the farm.
Okay. Brilliant. So what what sort of things that is it that sets your business apart from, say, another pig or another cattle farm down the road?
It's just the way that we improve the land, I think. Yep. The pigs have the best life. They're outside and rolling in the mud. They got plenty of grass to munch on or whatever, and roll around and all that. And
they're heritage bred as well, which is
So can you explain the idea of heritage bred? We've talked about that in the past, but I haven't actually gotten to the point of actually going through, and for people who may not understand why that's important. Do you mind?
Yeah.
Going a little bit?
Well, the meat is more red.
Okay.
Like it's just how it used to be. It's a proper pig. It's not a factory genetically modified one.
So it hasn't had that the inbreeding and all that sort of stuff that goes to make something that's going to grow fast or anything like that.
That's right. And ours take about another 4 months longer.
Okay.
So they're out in the paddock running around, which makes them juicier.
Yeah.
And the quality is so much better.
Yeah. It's not being rushed through. It's not full of hormones or growth hormones and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we don't use hormones.
No. Okay. So and is that from a particular line that you get your pigs, or do you guys do your breeding?
Yeah, we
here?
breed our own. We're mainly Berkshire.
Okay. So yeah, fantastic. And what was was there a particular reason why you chose the Berkshires?
Just because they're the best.
The best, yeah. Yep. Just came through. No, we want the best product. This is what we need to get.
Yep.
They're meat marbles as well.
Okay.
So the fat distribution through the meat is really good.
So it's going to work for tenderness and all that sort of stuff as well.
Flavour. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's known as the Wagyu of pork leg.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's what you want if you're going to do it. That's what you want to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So in terms of your products, I mean, you guys got your meat boxes and whatnot are out there as well. But when we got here, you were out working in the cold rooms, and I went and had a bit of a look and saw a whole stack of hams hanging there as well.
Yeah.
So it's getting to Christmas time.
Christmas time's coming around, and we've got we always do Christmas hams, and they're very popular. Everyone loves them.
Yep.
And so it's our busiest time of year.
Yeah.
So we're hooking in with them at the moment. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you do all your own smoking and curing and everything here?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's going to be a bit of a process.
It's a process, all right. Yeah. So the last November, December, we're just flat out. Yeah, the smoker goes round the clock pretty well.
Yeah.
Trying to get it all ready for everyone. Yeah.
All happening. So and people can buy them online as well.
Yep, online on our website. Yeah.
All right. So make sure you sign up. But
Definitely.
you'll have to beat me in there, guys. No. We're going to have to make sure we do that for the family. That's going to be awesome. So okay. So in terms of sorry.
Yeah, we with our hands we do traditional.
Yeah.
We also do nitrate free.
Okay. All right. So once again, can we go through nitrate free? Because I know that's something that comes up a lot. You know, you hear that that's a buzzword, and people go, "Oh, it's nitrate free. That must be good." What does that mean?
Simple terms is best preservative free ham.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's more of a roast colour.
Yep.
Than pink, like traditional everyone knows it as.
Yeah. So in terms, so that's once again, it's just not using chemicals, not using preservatives, it's keeping it pure.
And it won't last as long as a traditional.
Yeah. That's all right. You just got to eat it and enjoy it.
Yeah, it normally only lasts one day anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone gets stuck into it anyway, so that's no biggie. So fantastic. All right. So like I said, that's all available on the website and whatnot as well.
Yeah.
So okay. So we've talked about some of your pigs in particular, how they've been going. Now you with your old lamb paddock here behind us as well. So you got lambs too?
Yep. Dino's the lamb man.
Yeah.
There's the lamb man. Yep.
We're slowly getting out of them. They're a fair bit of work for us now. We're pretty busy, so we're mainly just concentrating on the pigs and the eggs.
Yep.
But
enough.
we use Dorper lambs.
Yep.
So
you don't have to worry about shearing.
No. You know a bit about that, wouldn't you?
I've seen that around enough shearing. Never actually done it myself.
Yeah.
Because that looks like way too hard to work. So, but yeah, it's one of those. The Dorpers were always a bit of a choice for that. The fact that they shed rather than actually needing to do anything else.
Yeah, and they eat well as well.
Yeah. So once again, that's helping for you grazing and turning paddocks over as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's excellent. Okay, so you get phasing out the lamb side of things, focusing on eggs and pork.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's where the business is. That's where what the customers are wanting.
Yes, and also we've learned along the way that you can't do everything good, so do a few things good and be the best at it we can.
Yeah. That's right.
We're
Specialise in one thing.
Spreading ourselves too thin.
Yeah.
And just learning that along the way.
Yeah. So how big is the property here? Because you both got individual ones. So we're over here at Dinos Farm.
170 acres here.
170 acres. Yeah.
Yep.
And mine's 50 acres.
Yeah. Okay. So in terms of your actual holding capacity, with the practices that you're using, you're getting a lot better feed. You're getting a lot better quality ground. You're able to hold more than you used to be able to here.
Yeah. So at my place there, I can't get around the whole thing like in a year, so I could definitely increase. And we are starting to do a bit of that now as well. Yeah.
Fantastic. So that's brilliant. So in terms of how how the farm operates, that's all online sales is just making things. Is that making things easier for you? Being able to do all that sort of stuff.
It is, yeah. So we've put a lot of effort into our website and all our online stuff in the last year or so, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, the girls have. They've been in charge of that, and they've done a great job. And just working out how to run those things a lot easier and automate it all has been a time saver for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting on top of that, we're still working on it, but we're getting there. Yeah,
It's a constant process. All those things keep on evolving, and then all of a sudden, one of the channels will change their algorithm for something else, so you got to change it all over again and focus on something else.
That's right. Yeah.
So, but that's always a fun thing to do. So, but in terms of the regenerative ag sort of stuff that you're doing here, is that something? Are you promoting that for other people to do as well? As you see that as a way forward?
Definitely. I think that what we've done to the land here is amazing. People should only do it everywhere, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the difference. You can see
Definitely.
just straight up, why, it's, the being able to push things forward, how much the ground has been stripped, how much has actually, it's just how much topsoil people have lost over the years, by putting all that sort of stuff back. It's a huge thing. And so do you guys do farm tours or anything like that?
We have done in the past, and probably one of our goals is to do a little bit of agro-tourism in the future. So watch this space, I'd say, yeah.
Fantastic. And so in terms of what, getting it out there as well for people and what they can, essentially looking at, emulating sort of what you've been doing, what would you say are some of your, top tips that they may not be able to get from just a quick Google search?
I guess,
Put the persistence in.
Yeah.
You just got to start, I'd say. If you're wanting to do it, you got to want to do it bad enough, because it's not easy work or anything like that. And once you start learning from your mistakes, talk to other people, I guess, and see how they're doing it.
Learn from their mistakes as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Don't be scared of weeds.
Yep.
Either.
No, that's right. Sorry, excuse me. And well, that's, I was reading a thing and it said, weeds are just plants with a PR problem. So it's normally that idea of, when you see a weed pop up, it's actually a reason for something else. It's saying that, you might be deficient in something, or you might be being able to read into your plants a little bit more.
Yep.
So in terms of, when do you see the best times for this farm? When do you see it flourish, maybe, and you see those real results of your hard work?
I would say when winter hits, everyone's farms dry off and thin out fairly well, and because we've got this rotation going on, ours are still green, and we've still got feed. We can still, if we could afford cattle, we could run them.
Yeah. So rather than when it dries off and everything else gets, it's all being eaten down. People are selling things off because they can't have stuff on their blocks anymore, or at least certainly not as much. You guys are still flourishing. Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, that's just a testament to this type of grazing, that cell grazing. Yeah, keeping the rotational cropping and rotational grazing as well.
And we're getting the good grasses growing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not just the rubbish that comes through.
Yeah.
Because it can.
That's right.
That's fantastic. And so in terms of looking into that, I mean, there is some big changes, between what you're doing and how you're treating your animals as opposed to, you caged chooks and you penned pigs. Can we talk about that a little bit more about, why this is the ethical choice and why this is that decision?
So with the pigs, if you're ever on the highway driving past a piggery, you'll smell it for like 10 k's down the road, and you have to put your windows up, whatever. You can stand in our pig paddocks, eat your lunch there if you want. You wouldn't smell anything.
Well, I haven't noticed anything.
No, you don't, because it's all, they left that place. They're off away from their manure yesterday, and they're onto fresh grass. And so there's no smell or anything like that.
So it means all that gets a chance to break down in the ground on its own, rather than just being that constant pile of stuff.
And that is all fertilizer for the grass.
Yeah.
So
and so the smell's certainly different.
Yeah, smell. Well, they're in the sun. They're running around. With our pigs, they're we breed outside. They're born outside. They grow outside, and then that's it.
They live the way they're supposed to.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what in terms of so that's that's the idyllic picture that we all picture as growing up. That's what you see in the storybooks and where it comes through. What's the reality on the other side of things?
Well, like I said, it's 90% of the time they're in a shed. It stinks. It'd be a terrible job to work there. They're so noisy because they're squealing and stuff. Like they dock their tails and they put and their noses and stuff. Yeah, and then they
and that's just because they're bored and they'll start gnawing at the other ones.
Yeah, pretty well. Yeah. And then they use chemicals. Like with our male pigs, we castrate them because we don't want boar taint. Whereas in a lot of the sheds and stuff, they just give them a needle, and I don't know what it does to them, but it stops them from.
Makes them sterile.
Yeah, so it's like a chemical castration sort of thing.
Yeah.
So what is boar taint in particular?
Well, it's a flavour that you get from the meat if from a boar pig. Yeah. And there's a percentage of the population who can taste it, and if you are one of those people, it tastes terrible.
It ruins it completely.
Yeah.
So that's why you'll see I've seen it through as walking through Woolies and stuff like that. You'll see the sow stall pigs, guaranteed, and things like that. That's to stop that that flavour for people.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's amazing to me that those sorts of practices are allowed to happen. Those sort of it's just it doesn't it really doesn't sit right. I can't.
Factory farming.
Yeah. It's such a horrible thing, isn't it?
Well, eventually you are what you eat, so you're eating. If you're eating that,
that's what you are. Yeah,
that's what you are.
Yeah. And that's where things are. And it's not just pork either. That transcends across all products. And you guys got the chickens here too for your eggs.
Yeah.
There's some massive differences there too, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right. Like we run electric netting around ours, and we run 500 to the hectare.
Okay, 500. So that's more than free range, isn't it?
Yeah. So free range is 10,000.
10,000 to the hectare.
That it annoys me a bit, the free range and organic perspection, or whatever that word is.
Yep.
That everyone thinks that what we do is free range, but we're pasture raised, and like that's 10 birds in a square meter.
That's amazing, isn't it? And you can still call that
range.
And you can call that that. And look at the wonderful things we're doing.
Yeah, but they're still in the sheds. They're not out on the pasture like everyone thinks.
Yeah.
And with the organics, they just get organic grain.
Okay.
They're still in the sheds. These are things that we have to battle with a bit.
So that's that myth that's out there, and that idea that
really need to educate people on what free range actually is.
All right. So can you break that down for us again, please, Dean? Just so that we can really hammer that home for people.
Yeah. So free range is 10 birds in a square meter.
Yeah.
In a shed, not out in the paddock like ours. Ours are pasture raised. We run 500 to the hectare. So I don't know what that is. Probably half of one to the square meter. Is it?
Hectare is 10,000 square meters.
Yeah.
So if you've got that's some maths I'm not going to do in my head because I'm going to embarrass myself.
Two.
So, but that's so much more space for them to literally run around in, as opposed to.
And they're out in all the fresh pasture and the cellar bowls that they're pecking away at. So
the difference really is that the difference you've got you caged, and then you've got your free range, which is still caged, but they can actually like turn around a little bit.
Yeah.
So and they market that as ethical.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So I mean that's a huge thing that people they need to be able to. It's not just I think about educating the population, because the population is saying we want to do the right thing. We want to be looking at doing the right thing. So they're looking at these options. They're being told, this is the option. This is a great one. Here you go. You can go. Just buy your free range eggs at the shops. It's not that. So they're being lied to.
Yeah, tricked.
Yeah, that's right. All right, very, very good. So where to from here? So not just from you guys, but where can we, as a population, as people, whether it's eating meat or supporting, just even through the poultry, where to from here? What can people be doing to make the right choices?
People at home, they can buy the pasture raised products from local farmers. That's probably the best way they can support it. Even if they've got acreage, they could try doing a bit of stuff.
Do a little bit yourself.
Yeah.
Or maybe eat less of good quality food rather than more of shit.
Yeah. So well, that's the thing. That nutritional value, you don't need as much.
Yeah, that's
so
correct.
you can eat better quality but less.
Yeah,
100%. So in terms of being able to find, is there? I think one of the things I've found personally in doing this podcast has been seeing how many great producers there are out there locally too. There was something that I really didn't realize before going in and researching this, and actually going in and researching, is there somewhere people can go to say, here's all your local producers?
Give you Gold used to, didn't they?
Yeah. And there's Slow Foods in Noosa. They have a lot of people like us who have joined their group, I guess, and just trying to think, the food agribusiness, we've done a bit with them.
Chefs.
Yeah.
Talk to the chefs.
Yeah.
It's funny, you go in and talk. I can't remember who I was talking to, but I was talking to a gentleman once at the restaurant. He was the chef, and he came out, and I was asking him, I said, where does this stuff come from? And he was telling me, he said, look, if you go anywhere and you ask, where the food comes from, if they can't give you the name of a farm, he said, get up and walk out, because they don't know where they're getting it from the shops. Yeah. They're not actually getting it from the farmers, regardless of what they're saying. So there is certainly there is that level of being able to, you start to do some searching, you start to look around, you're going to be able to find your local farms, and quite often are able to get it directly from them. Like you guys with you got your meat boxes going out, so you could add that to your fortnightly grocery shopping.
Yep.
Would be to put an order in.
Yeah, definitely.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So,
and we home deliver.
And you're home. So look, there you go. You don't need to worry about Woolies home delivery or anything like that. You can get it straight from the farm.
Click and collect from Piggy.
Click and collect. There we go. All right. So look, for anyone who's getting out there and wanting to learn more about the products and actually get in and buy stuff from Piggy in the middle, just jump on the website and away you go.
Yeah, it's that easy.
And Facebook and Instagram. Dean's wife Kate, she does a lot of stuff on that.
Yep.
And people love looking at what's happening at the farm and stuff. Yeah,
I think that's the beauty of the social side of thing, isn't it? Is you do feel connected to your local farmers.
Yeah.
It's great. You see where your meat's coming from.
Yeah.
And get out and ask your local cafe if Piggy is supplying them, and if not, ask them why not.
Ask them why not, and let them know you'll be back when they do.
Yeah.
So that's good. All right, guys. So one of the things we go through with all our guests is we go through a 60 in 60. So 6 questions in 60 seconds. I reckon we can double that because there's 2 of you. So we'll go with 6 in 120. All right.
Rightio.
Okay. So basically we'll just go through 6 quick fire questions and the mystery question at the end, and we'll go from there. Right. Okay. Beauty. So what's a personal habit that contributes to your success? This is going out for each of you too.
Yeah.
I think a personal habit that we've started is just get in and have a go at it, and 9 times out of 10 it comes off.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, but you go back and have another think. So I think that's been a real positive of our story. Yeah.
Yeah. Give it a shot.
Yeah. It was a vouch for that one.
Yeah. And what's the best advice you've ever received?
I would say no such word as can't.
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah. I don't know. My granddad always said to save our money. So, but
you end up farming, so.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, what's the one thing you're most fired up about today?
What I get fired up about is the potential for this regenerative grazing farming to grow. Yeah, I think it's massive potential, especially in this area.
Yeah.
I think that it's huge potential there. Yeah,
Huge potential, but it's just sitting there waiting to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Don't know.
I forgot your question.
What are you most fired up about, mate?
I was a bit fired up about the perspective of the organics and the free range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Mate, it is information that needs to get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you could recommend one book or podcast to our audience, what would it be and why?
When I first started, I read a lot of Joel Salatin's books.
Yeah.
I think that was really key to learning a lot about this, and also Holistic Management Handbook.
Yep.
Alan Savory. Yeah. So yeah, that was definitely get into those ones.
100%.
Yeah.
So what's personal goals you're hoping to achieve over the next 12 months?
For me, it was I'd like to get into do some agri-tourism.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a good step forward. And then continue on with our other meat products, and also growing our independent grocer supplying. Yeah, so growing that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I agree with that.
Agree with that? All right. The mystery question we go through with everybody, it's a different question each time. This one is, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Well, I wouldn't mind growing some wings and flying around. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I think I'd like to be like I Dream a Genie and just blink and
Things
travel
happen.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Turn up real quick.
Fantastic. All right. Boys, we've talked about a lot of different things today. Look, is there before we finish up, is there anything that we haven't touched on that you wanted to bring up for the audience?
No, I think you've already covered a fair bit there.
There's a lot to digest.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I just want to thank our wives for sticking by us and our kids for hooking in and helping. And yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle, but we're climbing out. So
Yeah.
We just love everyone's support. So thank you.
You can't think of a better way to finish it than that. Mate, gents, thank you so much, Mason, Dave, for Piggy in the Middle. Guys, really appreciate your time, especially getting into a busy time of year for you. Wish you all the best through Christmas period and moving forward.
Thank you.
To everybody out there, make sure you get out there and jump on their website. Get a meat box, jump in, get a Christmas ham while you can before they sell out, because I'm sure they will. It's been wonderful chatting with you fellas. Really appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much.
Yeah,
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you to everybody. We'll talk to you next time, hey? Cheers.
Yeah, thanks for everyone for listening today. We've had a great chat with Dan here. And buddy, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, buddy, webpage. All the best.
Jump on. You can sign up for their newsletter, all that sort of stuff. Make sure you give us a good review. Give Piggy in the Middle a like. Give them a follow and a share and all that sort of stuff. Do the same for Eco Convos, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Cheers, guys.